to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. Welcome to the show. It's Tuesday. Again. They come like 90 going north. Amazing, huh? So it's a rainy day in LA. Even though it's not like raining right now, but it rained last night. It was raining this morning, but it's not raining now. It's supposed to rain all through the week, up all the way through Friday. It's a rainy day in LA. I feel like it's raining all over the world. Raining, 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 raining all over this world. It's raining. And we need it. So, and yet our water bill will not go down because the water is going into the ocean. It's not. So listen, you can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question is a doozy. It's like a Lord have mercy. I feel my temperature rising. Kind of a question. Concerning race. Concerning race. Which color would you choose to be right? Concerning race. Which color? Isn't that an amazing question? Which color would you choose to be right? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, you can podcast. Remember, you can always podcast. But if you got things you need to be doing, and you just can't sit and watch the show, you still can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate, and we got to catch up on the super chat, to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. So, it is Tuesday. And some of you might know, that because I grew up on a plantation down in Sweet Home, Alabama, and that was a time we can only get country and western music on the radio on that there plantation, I came to appreciate country and western music. And I remember thinking that country and western music was singing about what was happening in their lives, your life, my life, their lives. They were singing about real things. And so that made it even better, right? And so I came to appreciate country and western. And then at some point, they ran the electricity down the road, all the way down through the plantation. And then we were able to get black people music, other music. But I still appreciate country and Western music. So every Tuesday is and will always be country and Western day. Tuesday.
All my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe he'd take this anger from my soul. And I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so he could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing. Amazing. That is truly an amazing song from Pete in Alaska. Pete out of Alaska. Amazing song, Pete. Really, thank you for it. Really, I appreciate it. I've said over and over and over again, and it's worth repeating because some people are starting to get it. Most are not, and that's understandable. Most people love their hell. They're going to stay in it. They love that misery. And if you attempt to bring them out, you become the enemy. And so I understand. But our battle is a spiritual battle. And if you doubt me, let's say that you are a man or a woman, you're like, I doubt that it's a spiritual battle. But I'm going to check and see within myself. Look within at all the hell that is happening in you. And when you can see the hell in you, you will find heaven. And you will know it was a spiritual battle. There is a spiritual battle happening inside of you. And most people don't know it. They think it's happening on the outside, but it's happening on the inside. I was thinking, reflecting, I was watching a little Jesse Waters there on Fox yesterday. And he was showing the attack upon Elon Musk. Musk! And he was talking about how at one time, the people who are attacking Elon Musk now, they loved Elon Musk before he started working for the Great White Hope. They loved him. They loved his cars, his energy cars, whatever you call those cars, and his electric cars, because they're supposed to be caring about the planet and all that mess. They're supposed to be caring about the environment. And so Elon Musk was the thing. Everybody and their mama, if you're black, and everybody and their mama, if you're white, wanted an Elon Musk electric car. Tesla, thank you, Nick. They wanted one. They wanted one. Elon Musk was a man. Never mind, he came from Africa. They didn't care about that then. And they loved Elon. And now that Elon Musk is working with the Great White Hope, Donald Trump, trying to make America great again, they hate him. They hate him now. There's a thin line between love and hate. First you love me, then you hate me. That's a game for a fool. They hate him now. And I thought, this is so interesting to me. It's really interesting to me. It may not be to you, but it is to me. I was thinking, it's amazing human nature is not of love at all. You can love someone this very minute and hate them the very next minute. If they said something or did something that you didn't agree with, that went beyond your idea of things, immediately that person become your enemy or those people. Because you or they didn't agree with you. I've tried to tell you that human love is not love. Human love is hate. And that's why it doesn't work. You can't make it work. You can't force it to work. You can try, but it won't work. And so in thinking about Elon Musk and what he's dealing with right now, they are, according to all of the reports, they are attacking his businesses, setting his cars on fire. They're throwing these little firebombs into it. They, in some cases, according to the report, they've shot in the window, shooting in the window, breaking glass. According to a report up in Oregon, shot fired at a dealership in Oregon. These same people that loved him have turned on him. Has that ever happened to you? And have you ever done that to anyone? You loved them until they disagreed with you. Or until they told you the truth about something that you didn't want to hear. Has that ever happened to you? Or have you ever done anything like that to anyone? Yes, you have. And it's amazing to see it. But it's human nature. I'm learning so much by observing. Not judging, just observing how wicked, evil human beings are. And in that wicked emotional state, we all want to think that we're good. Human beings will tell you really fast they're good. Well, what's good about you? Well, I gave money to the homeless. I went and helped my mama. I did this. That doesn't make you good. What the? But I want you to pay attention if you want to overcome. The way that they're treating Elon Musk is the way you treat others and they treat you. And your family, your husband and wife relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend relationships, so-called friendship, business, whatever ship. You don't love one another at all. You'll call it love, hate. You'll call it hate love. And then you switch. Just like that. And they're doing this to Elon. Elon said that they, in an interview, they want to kill him. They want to kill him. They really want to just destroy him. All because they disagree with him. He had a change of mind for whatever reason. And decided that he wanted to help make America great again. That's the only thing he did. And they hated for it. And I guarantee you, without a doubt, if Elon said, you know what, I'm sorry, I was just playing. I want to go back with y'all. I want to join your group again. I'm going to make some cars and Donald Trump is wrong and we're going to stop Trump. Those haters would pretend they love him then. The same way with you, when you can't handle the pressure that comes upon you from your family. You know how mama go and turn the family against you? When you go and tell mama, I'm sorry for resenting you, for turning me away from my father or imposing your will on me or causing me to be angry. I know now you couldn't help yourself. What does mama do? Instead of mama saying, oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, I was wrong. My mother said she was wrong. I'm sorry. But most mothers won't. And what does mama do? Mama go and talk to your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, anyone she can so that she could build an army against you. And blind people join the army. You have never done anything to them at all, but they join the army of mama. and you become the enemy. And you have not done anything to, Elon Musk has not done anything to these people, period. But they have joined the army against him, and they are trying to destroy him. They want to kill him, according to Elon Musk. Think about that. Think about that. That's happening in your life, in your family life, in your relationships, and you are thinking that it's normal. And somehow or another, you're going to make it right. You can't make evil right. You have to overcome evil with good. And you don't know what good is. Not your good. You have no goodness. I was looking at all these protests at these college campuses, and I've been just blown away by them for a long time now. I'm thinking, all these people out there protesting, they have no clue as to why. But they'll repeat what they have been told the reason for it. But they don't know why they are doing it. They don't know who is paying somebody at the head to run this and make them and convince them that that's why they're out there doing it. They think they're doing it for a just cause, and they're not. They're doing it just because, but not for a just cause. It's just because, but not for a just cause. And they're hating one another, and they are fighting one another. They are even chanting in the United States of America, smoke on that one, death to America. How you go on someone else's land, on their soil, and you chant death to them? From the ocean to the sea, or from the land to the sea, or from somewhere to the sea, or from the river to the sea. How do you chant that on American soil? Somebody let you come into their home so you can get an education or whatever reason you're here, and you chant death to them? That's what you do to one another, to best friends, to relationships. You wish death of all your others. Human nature is evil. God said to never trust an angry person. And then there's one guy that's being reported. He's like all working with was supporting the Allah people. And now he's going to have to go back home. And the judge, according to the report, is trying to block it from sending him back home to Allah land. Why would you want that guy in America? And don't tell him what he wouldn't do to hurt Americans. And yet you put American lives at risk for your ego purpose and money. Follow the money trail. It's all about money and power. And then you fight with each other. And you're not going to get a dime of the money. You're not going to get a dime of the power. When at the end of the day, meaning when the day is over, you're going back home and you're going to wait for tomorrow to protest again. And you're going to go out there and fight with one another. And you have not done, they have not done anything to you, and you have not done anything to them, but you're fighting. Only because somebody told you. You're not a free thinker. You're not a free thinker. Shut it down, they say. Why did you come to this country and then you want them to shut the schools down that you came to? Get an education from another country where you couldn't get an education. Why do you get married if all you're going to do is fight? Because that's all you do. The only reason you're not fighting is the man licking boots. And if the man is licking the boots, you're still fighting because he's at licking the boots, but he can't help but lick the boots because he's afraid not to lick boots. And then if you stop licking the boots, you got hell to pay. Same thing. Evil is evil. Our battle is evil, spiritual, and it's happening inside of us, not outside of us. But you're blind and you think it's happening on the outside. These people are attacking, they are like trying to destroy Elon Musk, the guy they once loved, they say. Elon Musk can do no wrong. Everybody riding up and down the road in their SUV, not SUV, yeah, SUV, right? Are those things called SUV that Elon made? Those trucks.
The bigger ones, the Cybertrucks?
Yeah. What's it called?
It's a truck, the Cybertruck.
Cybertruck. Everybody looking at it. Oh, that's a nice Cybertruck. Let me see who's driving it. And you let the window down so you make sure we see you. And now you're destroying it. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. You need to understand your nature so you can understand human nature. You're going to be stunned. But if you don't hold anger and judgment, you will be free. And all the hell will be happening around you, but not to you. But if you don't take hold of your own life, as an adult, you're responsible for you. You're going to be caught up too. You're going to take sides. You're going to take sides of the Allah Uaba people, or you're going to take sides of the Jews, or you're going to take sides of the blacks, or you're going to take sides of the whites. You're going to take a side because you're afraid to stand alone. Anyone that has anger is afraid to stand alone. You're afraid. And you're going to take a side, and it will always be the wrong side. Because you should never take a side. It has nothing to do with you. I'm looking at these students fighting one another, fighting with the police. They don't own anything. And the people who are paying, the people with the money paying the people right below them to set this up. They tell these people where to show up, when to show up, and what to say, and how to fight. What they're doing to Elon Musk. Musk is evil. And it's none of their business. If you want to join forces with Trump, that's his business. If you don't want to buy a truck, don't buy his truck. That's all. Okay, Elon, I'm not going to buy your truck. I don't like you no more, so I ain't going to buy it. Go play with Trump. We have a clip of Elon Musk.
Yeah, I believe so.
And what is it saying?
Well,
let's see. We have a clip of Elon Musk being asked why he continued to do what he's doing. Oh, good. The Time and the Sunday Times. Let's hear that. Or see it and hear it.
They're setting fire to various Tesla charging stations near Boston. Shots were fired at a Tesla dealership in Oregon. Various nonviolent...
Shots fired, not a metaphor.
Shots fired, yes. Downtown New York, marching against the Tesla showroom. Your stock is way down. You've been criticized left and right.
But look on the bright side.
I mean, why are you doing this?
Always look on the bright side of life.
Yes. And you're on it.
Yeah. I mean, so the goal here is let's not have America go bankrupt with waste and fraud.
Amazing, huh? And they will ask us, Elon, are you going to stop? With all this stuff that's happening to you, are you going to give up? No. The one thing I love about seeking to overcome, once you get some light, a little light, real light, the real deal, not the fake light in your mind, you think you got the light, right? Once you really see the light, you can't give up. You cannot. And the attack comes like nothing going north from the outside and from the inside in your imagination. But you can't give up because now you've seen a little bit about the light. you see the truth. And there's nothing to go back to. There's nothing to give up for. And so you have to keep going. You have to keep going. Isn't that amazing? I love the light. And the light will make you free. I would encourage you, do what you want. But I would invite the light to come in and change me. And the light will come if you invite it. If you invite him to come in, he will come in and he will change you. And there will be nothing to stop him from changing you. But you got to invite him in. You can't pretend and play with it now. You can't fool the light. What the? You think you're going to trick the light so you can get what you think you want, and you make a fool out of the light. It doesn't work that way. But you can invite the light to come in, and the light will come, and it will change you. And the darkness will try to tell you, oh, it's not going to work. The light ain't going to change. What the? You might want to give up. You're not going to be like somebody. The light not going to change you. It'll try to convince you. And if you believe it, you'll go back to darkness, and it'll be worse for you. But the light will change you, folks, and will give you a clear mind. And that's what you need, a clear mind. You need understanding. Above all get an understanding. And an understanding will make you free. It really, really, I'm telling you, I'm black and slow. But it will change you. But you got to invite it in. And you got to be serious about it. Meaning that you can't be trying to fool the light because you want to get away with robbing a bank. And then you get caught robbing a bank. Now you want the light. What the? You got to be serious about it. And the light will come. Because if you don't, you never will be able to handle what Elon Musk is dealing with, or Donald Trump. You won't be able to handle that at all. You can't even handle the little stuff that people say or do to you right now on your little lower level. You can't handle that. You cry. At night, you cry. And even if you're not crying tears, you're crying in your mind. You're crying in your mind, in your imagination. You're crying. You can't handle anything. One loss, one breakup, one rumor, one doubt, one whatever, you cry. You cry, and then you find people to gather around you so they can say, oh, poor you. And then you feel like the star of the show because you're crying and all the people in the audience are feeling bad for you. And they're only doing it, the people in the audience are only feeling bad for you, the ones that have gathered around, because in their own mind, they're stars too. They're going to cry. And they need you to appreciate their tears and feel bad for them. It's all an act. When she's crying, she's lying. It's all an act. You're the star for now. And then the next time somebody else around you cry, you make them the star. And they love being the star. They're getting all the attention because they're hurt. They're crying. And you gladly accommodate them because one day you're going to cry. And you need them to appreciate your tears. What a mess! If ever, I really wish Elon Musk well and Donald Trump. The attack is amazing, but it's amazing watching them deal with it. It really is. Just having a little space there and watching it without judgment is amazing. It's inspiring. Weakness is not inspiring. Strength is. And when you're weak, you're strong. 888-775-3773. A quick break. Back in a moment. I recommend you get a copy of my book, From Rage to Responsibility. I write about how the spirit of anger was taken away from me 29 years ago. I forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. There may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get from race to responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Okay, welcome back. I want to remind you, Punchie has his own coffee now. Amazing. And it is good. It is good. On Monday was Sunday, there was these, Alexis made some chocolate chip cookies for the Sunday morning fellowship. And so she brought some to the back office for us, and I was having some coffee, Punchie coffee. And I said, let me try these cookies with this coffee. Oh my God. The cookies were so good. I ran down to the airport really fast and took a private jet over to Indiana, went over to the grave site, found my mother in the grave, dug her up, and slapped her. And put her back in the ground, and then yelled up at my stepfather to slap her again. The cookie was so good. With the Punchie coffee, it was delicious. And so get the Punchie coffee. I want you to check out 2 new Punchie coffees, roast, which are available on JesseLeePeterson.shop. JesseLeePeterson.shop. Our merch is now available for international orders, except the coffee, folks. Y'all can't get the coffee over in Russia yet, or over in Israel. But our merch is now available for international orders. So go to JesseLeePeterson.shop. All right? And don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell. We're on rumble.com/JesseLeePeterson, cozy.tv/JLP, JLP Talk on X, Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, follow, comment, and subscribe. I heard a report, allegedly, but a report that X was hacked or something like that. They hate Elon now. The man they loved before, they now hate. So, which tell me they never loved him. Because either you love or you hate. You can't go from hate to love and love to hate and hate to love. You're lying. Both are hate. According to the LA Times, the Times and the Sunday Times, Elon Musk pointed the finger at Ukraine for claiming that a massive cyber attack had caused several disruption on his social media platform, on his social media site X. What a mess, huh? I want to, before I go to the callers, I want to show you this. I think Joel Friday is going to be able to relate to this because at one time, and he mentioned this to you guys, everybody before. Oh, yeah, I remember Elon gave Ukraine the internet. What the? And if it's true that they done it, now they turn it on him, if it's true. You're going to have to live in this world alone or you're going to suffer. Really. I don't care who you are, how much money you have or don't have, what color you are or not, where you live, or whatever position you hold. You're not going to be happy until you're able to stand alone. That doesn't mean you're not going to hang out and deal with people. We got to deal with people on earth. We have to buy groceries from each other. We have to sometimes want to go to have dinner, whatever, right? But you got to be willing to be alone if you want to be free. So some of you know this. Joel Friday had one time applied to become a LA police. Yeah, LAPD. Can you see Joel ride up and down the hood? And so, but because he was honest during the interview, they didn't hire him. And he was like, what the? He didn't know he was supposed to lie. So they turned out the best man for a cop. Exactly what LA needed. That's not what they wanted. So apparently, according to KTLA 5, a complaint filed with Los Angeles Police Department alleges that officers and supervisors were recorded making racist comments and other derogatory remarks. Watch this from KTLA 5.
Yeah, all of this according to an explosive LA Times investigation reporting a Los Angeles police officer working in the department's recruitment office recorded dozens and dozens of conversations for the better part of a year. These recordings revealing cops spewing racist, sexist, and homophobic comments. Now, all of this according to a complaint filed with the LAPD and reviewed by the LA Times, detailing roughly 90 recordings made inside the recruiting division, portraying officers and supervisors voicing open discrimination against potential recruits and colleagues based on race, sex, and sexual orientation. These are the same officers tasked with deciding who can join the LAPD.
And she's trying to make it sound like it's so important. This is such a serious issue. Why would you hire anyone in your company that can handle a joke once in a while? And all people do this. They make jokes when you work together, you make jokes. But you got these victims now, and you got to protect the victims even at work. I want you to hear a few of the officers' conversation. Watch this.
Now, in one conversation, take a look at this. A Latina LAPD officer offered this advice on how to fight African Americans, saying, quote, "You hit black people in the liver. I heard they got weak livers," according to the complaint filed January 5th with the LAPD's Professional Standards Bureau and the Inspector General's office. The same officer allegedly describing a Latina janitor to her colleagues as, quote, wetback. But the complaint is accusing a Sergeant Denny Jong, of leading the prejudicial banter. In one conversation with subordinates about Dodger baseball legend Fernando Valenzuela's death from septic shock, saying, quote, "I know why he died. He ate too many tacos." The complaint also claiming officers reportedly referred to black people as monkeys.
What the? Poor people, they hurt your feelings by saying those things. And now they should get fired for saying those things about you. What the? What have America become? When you're in a high-stress environment, what do you expect to happen? Especially when you have blacks and Hispanics and women all in the same place. You gotta let the stress go some kind of way. Aren't you supposed to have a little fun? Ain't nothing wrong with having a little fun. My country has changed. It's weak now. Everybody except the white people are victims. The only people in my country who are strong are the whites. And this is their country. But everybody else is a victim. Everybody else. but the white people. LAPD Chief Jim McDonald removed a lieutenant, sergeant, and 4 officers for recruiting, with more cuts expected, leaving the LAPD with its lowest officer count in nearly 30 years. Watch this.
When news of this complaint broke, Chief Jim McDonald at the LAPD removed a lieutenant, a sergeant, and 4 officers from the unit, saying he was deeply disappointed by these reports. Now, a scandal in the LAPD's recruiting office couldn't come at a worse time. The LAPD is struggling to recruit new officers, with more than 100 cops expected to leave the force by next year, dropping the department to the lowest amount of officers it's seen in roughly 30 years.
Amazing. Why don't they tell those crybabies to go home? Why not tell them to go home? If you're such a baby, mama baby, go home and let us just do our work. They just playing. Don't you know yourself better enough to know that it's not you? They just joking around. Human beings joke with one another. But no, they got to protect them. They should have hired Joel Friday. He never did that. Oh, no. They hired crybabies. Cry, cry, baby. My country's weak. I want my country back. It's not coming back. So I'll just live for my own world. In the LAPD, now they need more officers. Everybody's going to be afraid to go down there and get a job, especially if you're white. Or if you're non-white, but you're not going to be able to make a joke. Not out loud. And even if you made a joke in private to another officer while on the job or y'all talking after work, they may get mad at you and one day go back and tell, oh, he made a joke about the gays, or about the blacks, about the women. And it had nothing to do with you away from work. It's amazing how human beings want to control you because they're insecure. That's why they want to do it. Hank is telling me, I heard that the more cops on the scene, the less police brutality they need to use. The safer for both cops and suspect, according to a research from Dr. John R. Lott Jr., a former guest. You know what's sad about this, if I may use that word? The children that will be born now and Generation Z, X, whatever they are, they're never going to know real America. They're going to think this is the way the country will always. They're not going to know the greatness of this country. They're going to only know the weakness. 888-7753-773. 888-77-Jesse. Jesse. Let me go to Robin out of Virginia. Robin, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. How are you?
All is well, Robin.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out.
Oh, boy. I wanted to comment on Elon. Now you got me going. You know, back in the 70s, we used to say F ya if you can't take a joke, and cry, baby, suck your thumb.
Sure did. If a person couldn't take a joke, you knew they were weak, so you teased them about being weak.
They could not have stood one day in my childhood. It's just unbelievable to me. We would call a spade, and that's just the way it was.
Yeah. And so, what happened? How did the country become so weak?
Well, I can tell you, Alejandro Mayorkas, Homeland Security didn't help, tried to ruin our military. But let me comment on Elon.
I know, but how did the country become so weak that everyday people are now weak? They are emotional.
Well,
they can't handle anything.
Yeah.
What happened?
I hate to give credit to Dr. Feelgood, but when he come on the scene, when I was raising my children, it was all about how they feel. How do your children feel?
Amazing. Well, I appreciate your call. I want my country back. Thank you, Robert.
I do too. All right. Thanks, Jesse.
Okay. What a mess. I want my country back. Let me do some. Want me to come back in a minute? Huh?
Now.
Super chat. Hey, Cat, you rush in, so I want to give it a little time to get settled. There's one line open, 888-77 Jesse.
No Mo Thoughts bought a coffee following up from his yesterday coffee. And this came in just after the show, I think. So, what should ideally happen after I notice I was just in my thoughts? After I notice I just in my thoughts? Should I focus on what I thought of? Was watching it? Or should I just notice what's going on around me instead and ignore the thought? English is not his first language, so what he's asking is, what do you mean by watching the thoughts? Should he focus on what he was just thinking when he catches himself in a thought and then he thinks about what he was just thinking? Or should he be noticing what's going on around him instead of just ignore that thought?
No, you should watch the thoughts inside of you. Just be aware of them like you're watching a movie. You know, when you're sitting watching the TV, you're not in the TV, right? You're not in the scene. You're not in the movie. You're just watching it. And it goes from one scene to another one. Then it goes to a commercial and come back. And all you're doing is watching. And you're still sitting there eating your popcorn. You're doing what you're doing. But you're aware of what's happening on TV. That's what you do with the thoughts. Just watch them. Don't run away from them. Don't try to solve them. Don't argue with them. Don't call them anything. Just be aware. All right? Just watch them. That's all you need to do. And go on with your day. Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Nice. No more thoughts. And you don't have to think of words to describe them.
Right, yeah. Don't communicate about them at all. Have no communication with the devil because they are evil thoughts. They're evil spirits, right? So just be aware. You don't have to communicate with them at all. Just don't call them good or bad or anything. Just be aware of them.
Danny bought a coffee. All right, Jesse and the lads, apparently the reason why people get sick drinking pasteurized milk is because the heat kills the lactate in the milk, and your body can't digest, he says. They started pasteurizing milk because they were feeding the cows the leftover grains from the beer distillery rather than grass, so the milk was coming out nasty, he says.
So pasteurized milk is the milk that comes right from the cow, right?
No, pasteurized is processed milk.
Oh, he said that's a good thing or a bad thing? Or just explaining what's happening?
He's explaining why they're doing it.
Oh, with the milk that's straight from the cow, it's the best milk. You don't need to pasteurize it. You just need to drink it. And then if you leave it in the refrigerator, good. And that's like a good, cold glass of real milk. Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Pasteurization is a heat treatment that destroys pathogenic microorganisms in certain foods and beverages, named after French scientist Louis Pasteur.
And where's he now? Where's Louis?
In heaven.
I rest my case. Why do they think real milk straight from the cow need pasteurizing?
I think it's just for keeping it or something. I don't know.
But you can keep it without that.
It's to eliminate pathogens and extend shelf life.
That doesn't make sense.
You know how milk doesn't always keep for more than like a week?
That's how long you need it. I remember when I was down in Alabama, we only had an ice box. You know what that is?
Yeah, I heard of that.
And so we were milk the cow, and we would put the milk in the ice box. And then we were just drinking normally, and then the milk would disappear because we drank it. We didn't have to pasteurize it. Milk doesn't, you don't keep milk in the refrigerator more than a week. Right?
Maybe you don't.
Nick, you drink milk, right?
Yep.
How long, when you buy it, how long do you keep it?
A day.
See?
But that's because I drink milk. Like, I
See?
drink milk. So.
When you drink milk, you're going to drink the milk.
Whatever.
You don't need nobody. You don't need someone to pasteurize it.
I definitely finish it within the week, personally.
See?
Any milk I buy.
Nice.
All
Okay,
right.
moving on.
I got a
Anyways.
witness. Thank you.
Lori about our coffee. My biblical question answer.
Concerning race, which color would you choose to be right?
I was going to choose the color white, but as a whole race, more whites are weak than right now. No race is right, so I suppose only a few from any color can be right if they return to the truth, says Lori.
So which one should you choose?
She was going to choose white, but now she's saying none. No race is white. Is right.
But concerning race, you got to choose one, don't you? Okay.
She doesn't have to do anything but stay white.
Black and die.
Stay white and live.
Oh, she's white?
I assume so, but I don't know.
No, okay. Laura, right?
Yeah.
Laura, thank you. I put my 2 cents in on Sunday. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Lori.
Yeah.
Someone bought 5 coffees. Does the Spirit of God take life seriously?
The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. I would dance like David danced. I would dance and I would shout. I would dance like David danced.
That
What
was
am
the ethnic sounding song that we sometimes sang at Jesus Club.
So they want to know what?
Does the Spirit of God take life seriously?
I don't know what that means.
Me neither, but it sounds like an interesting question.
It is. Make that a little clearer for me. All right?
Depends on what you mean by life.
And seriously.
Indeed.
So let me make it a little clearer. Either call me or send me another super chat.
Soterios,
Thank you, though. Thank you.
Coffee from Soterios. Hi, Jesse. What's up with the ridiculous amount of commercials in your fellowships lately? It's like every 10 minutes or so. It's really hard to watch and get into it this way. Put one in the beginning and one in the middle and be done with it. Grinning face. What?
Thank you, Mama. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I think you got to be exaggerating, Soterios.
Yeah, she's just playing.
Because
Is that a
it's
woman or
he.
man?
I'm pretty sure it's a he.
Ceteria?
Soterios.
Oh.
Because I turned it on to, I'm the producer, right? I turned it on to a conservative amount. So it's not too disruptive, but it makes us money. So just know that it goes to support Bond.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Soterios.
I appreciate it. Let me take a break. And when I come back, straight to your call. Thank you. We'll finish up on the super chat as well. But thank you very much. Hate news, not the fake news. I'll be back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. The Pope has been very sick, but supposedly he is no longer in imminent danger. Isn't that nice? We wish him well. And this stock market's plunging, blah, blah, blah. Cry about it. And the Ukraine allegedly did an anti-Russia hundreds of drone attacks. 91 of them allegedly targeting Moscow. So I thought they wanted peace, but I heard from somebody in the chat that Russia was also bombing them. So maybe they're pressuring one another to say uncle and agree to peace. Maybe these are good things, these bombs and drones. Anyway, anti-Tesla terrorism. You heard about that earlier on the JLP show, first hour here. CNN calls it Tesla protests. Oh, Lord. Talk about whitewashing it. This is the end of hour one of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Tuesday, Country and Western Tuesday, March 11th, AD 2025. The lines are full, guys. JLP will be right back to your calls. We'll also get to the rest of your Super Chats, coffees, YouTube Super Chats, Cash App tips, Rumble rants. But first, it's Hake News on Fake News. Call Me Nonsense Network. CNN reports Pope Francis is improving and no longer in imminent danger from the infection for which he was hospitalized nearly a month ago. Wow. And he's like 88 years old or so, something like that. A Vatican source said that on Monday. Good for him. The U.S. stocks plunged, blah, blah, blah. Bitcoin stumbled too, of course. Wall Street's fear gauge hit its highest level this year as concerns about our greatest president, Trump's economic policy with the tariffs and stuff, has led to widespread market sell-off on Monday. Nice. A correction. Stock markets across Asia sank today, too, following mounting fears of a serious economic downturn in the world's largest economy. U.S. stocks slid throughout Monday, and despite a brief afternoon rally, closed in the red, which means lower than they started, I think. The Dow closed, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about the Dow. Widespread sell-off, mostly driven by anxiety about Trump's tariffs, like I told you. On Fox News Sunday Morning Futures with Maria Bartiromo, mildly attractive gal, asked if he was expecting a recession this year. Trump said, I hate to predict things like that. There's a period of transition because of what we're doing is very big. So he acknowledged that there could be a transition for the economy. Nice word, huh? Not the righteous kind of transition. So we'll see what happens. People are weary of high prices from groceries and housing and even the fast food's going up, I heard. Maybe, depending on where you go. But watch out for that fast food. Russia said they downed 337 Ukrainian drones launched at their country overnight, hours ahead of critical talks between officials from Washington and Kiev, Washington, D.C., that is. Russia's defense ministry said 91 of those drones targeted the Moscow region. If confirmed, the aerial attacks would represent one of the largest on Russia since its invasion on the Ukraine. Russian officials said at least 2 people were killed and 6 wounded in the Moscow region. Video geolocated by a Call Me Nonsense network shows an explosion at an apartment building in the southern Moscow region. Wow, targeting civilians. Can you say war crime? Whatever. 2 Moscow airports were closed for safety reasons. Several flights in the Russian capital redirected to other airports, according to state-run news agency TASS. The reported attacks happened before the talks got underway between the U.S. and Ukrainian delegations in Saudi Arabia. Ahead of the meeting, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the U.S. wants to hear what concessions the Ukraine would be willing to give in negotiations to end the war with Russia, and that talks could determine whether Washington resumes providing military aid and full intelligence sharing with Kiev. Nice. I'll tell you about the Tesla protests in the next hour, but I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP.
to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53-773. 888-77-JESSE. And my biblical question concerning race. Which color would you choose to be right? Concerning race. Which color would you choose to be right? Amazing question. You can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad if you're like busy running around. Of course, you can podcast and watch it later as well. But you could be listening no matter what you're doing, working out or whatever you're doing, on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App is Tuesday, and every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to me. What the? Who let the dogs out? Amazing. I want my country back. I want it back. It's not coming back, but I want it back. But it's not coming back. I want my America. America was great at one time. It was the place to be. Let me go to a first-time caller, Isaiah, out of Texas. Isaiah, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Isaiah?
Hello. Morning, Jesse.
Hey, Isaiah.
Hey, Jesse. I just wanted to let you know, or I want to tell you that I've been listening to your show for a long time, and a lot of good stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And that was really it. I was just gonna be quick, and I never really called in. You're awesome. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, Isaiah. You stay with it. Stay with it. It only gets better, I promise.
Awesome.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
Bye now. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Josh out of Georgia. Georgia on my mind. Josh, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Jess.
Hey, Josh.
I was calling for the biblical question, man.
Concerning race, which color would you choose to be right?
I would choose white.
And you would choose white. And why?
Because if the white people get right, then everybody wins. And if the white people don't get right, then it's going to become a third world country.
Interesting.
The world's going to be a ghetto, yeah.
A ghetto.
The whole world. Not even just America. Yeah, like the whole world.
The whole world is a stage, and everybody playing a part. Amazing. It's interesting to me, and thank you for that. I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. But it's interesting to me the number of people who have said white.
Yeah.
Concerning race, what color would you choose to be right? So many people, even some people that I was surprised would say white. They said white. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
What is it that white people have that people of color don't have?
You know, it's like in football, the quarterback has to be right for the whole team to win.
Right.
So we got different roles and different positions. All over the world, white countries, they create the best civilizations, and all the non-white people want to move into the white people's countries. So it's just, that's their God-given talent, and you got to let the quarterback, you can't be jealous of the quarterback. You got to play your role. My role, I'm the offensive lineman. I'm supposed to protect the quarterback so he can do his job so we can all win, you know.
That's amazing.
And, yeah, that's all it is.
It is interesting, Josh. It's very, very interesting as to how white people function differently than any other race of people, any color. They tend to be more motivated, creative. They tend to love a first-class life, and so they create their environment in a first-class style, like where no other race seems to do that.
Yeah, and it's like no one want to talk about, no one want to say that except you. You're the only one that's saying that. It's uncomfortable to say for some reason.
Why?
Because everybody wants to be the quarterback. So your ego, I can be the quarterback too. But no, that's not your role. Your role is you're the lineman. You're the running back. You got to recognize, you got to put your ego aside and recognize, hey, they are the masters of this. Let them do that, and I'll focus on who wants to be a housewife and say, hey, I'm going to let my husband work outside. I'm going to stay home and have his dinner ready. His kids are going to be raised. That's my role. I'm not trying to be a career woman. Same thing.
Interesting. Amazing, man. And I, when you heard, and then I got to run, but when you heard this biblical question, do you remember your first thought about it?
Yeah, I do. It was exactly what Joel said. I'm like, what is Jesse talking about? Like, what? No one, it's in me too. It's a little ego in me too. Something didn't want me to just be straightforward, honest, and be like, look, white people gotta be right in order, or else the whole world is gonna be turned into a third world Africa. It's gonna be a third world country everywhere.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, Josh, and I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thanks for your response to the biblical question. Amazing.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, man.
All right, buddy. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Let me go to MAURICE out of Virginia. MAURICE, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Jesse?
All is well.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I had called in, I think about a month or so ago, that had talking about my managers at work and stuff. And I just wanted to tell you the outcome of it. The next week when I went back to work, I was a little nervous because I don't know why I was nervous. Just because I thought they were going to try to pick me back on what I was doing after I got injured and stuff. And so come to find out, I had started training on the pest control side of the business, and I wasn't doing what I was doing before. And my manager had hurt himself. While I was gone, I got switched to another manager, and everything just turned around within a week. It's just amazing.
So it's all worked out, huh?
Yeah, yes, sir, yeah.
Now do you see why you're not supposed to worry about tomorrow?
Yeah. Or worry about the... I guess I also have a problem, too, of... I always had a problem of keeping track of time and numbers.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I see my birthday every day, my grandma's birthday every day. I'm good with remembering numbers. Also memories, and I remember you said that time about that memory worshiper, being a memory worshiper.
Right.
That's the same thing.
So you said that you have you have a hard time remembering numbers?
No, like I'm too good at remembering numbers.
Oh.
Like when I like say my last job, I can remember store product codes from 3-4 years ago. And like every day, if I look at the clock, it's my birthday or my grandma's birthday.
What do you mean by it's your birthday every day?
If I look at the clock, it's 10:17. My birthday is 10:17. Or if I look at it at 7:23, that's my grandma's birthday. And it's every day.
So every time you look up at the clock, it says 10:17 or something 17.
No, I mean not every time I look at the clock, but I randomly every day for some reason I look at the clock and it be those 2 times. But when I do look.
And why do you think that why? I don't understand that. Why is that reminding you of your grandma's birthday and yours? Because that's the days of your birthday and the whatever birthday month.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, my birthday is October 17th.
Oh.
And my grandma's birthday, yeah.
Why are you remembering grandma's birthday?
I don't know. I don't know. That's what I don't know. I think I became that's some crap, ain't it?
Yeah, don't pay attention to that. That's not a big deal.
All right.
Yeah, don't make that a big deal at all.
Because I do it and I say it and then somebody be like, oh, you better play the lottery. I never gambled or played the lottery.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing somebody will say, but I never believed in that stuff.
Right on.
And it's just, yeah.
Yeah, don't.
I guess it's just the devil tricking with me.
100%. You look at the clock, the devil say, oh, your birthday. Look at that. I have another friend. I have another friend who does that. Every time he look at his watch, he sees like double numbers, the same numbers.
Uh-huh.
He's like, oh, look. I'm like, what am I looking at? Oh, this is my lucky number.
Yeah, because even this, I guess something else too. Like even people try to say like God's number is the number 7.
God number is the number 7.
Yeah, you ever heard that before?
Kind of. I forgot, but I have heard something like that. Yes.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I guess it'd be stuff like that shouldn't be important.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And people make up all kind of crazy stuff. And now they talk about this God number. Now you're going to think every 7 has. I'm going to go on vacation on the 7th day.
Yeah. or when I used to work at a convenience store, people used to always play chip 7. 777. Yeah.
So Haken's telling me 7 is completion, 8 is new beginnings. And
okay.
He said he heard that from a Christian lady. No wonder.
Look, that's what I was gonna say. I do remember it from somebody around Bible talk or something like that. And yeah.
And Derek is saying, my producer, he's saying that 6 is the number of man. I don't know what that means. 6. Number 6 is the number of man.
So 666 supposed to mean Satan's number.
Well, this is just one number, 6.
Okay.
Not the 2, 3 6s. But it has no meaning unless you make it so in your mind.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm glad that everything turned out well, and I hope it caused you to realize, take no thought about tomorrow, live today, and let tomorrow take care of itself.
Yeah, yes, sir. The only thing, I don't know why I have the last thing. If I don't have to wake up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning for work, then I can sleep. But if during the week I get up around 5 or 6 o'clock, and my body wakes me up around 2 or 3 o'clock, and I can't really go back to sleep.
And you don't know why that is?
No, I dealt with that mostly, especially the last couple of years. And
that's because you're black.
Because I'm used to staying up late.
I'm the same way. I have to get up. I get up every morning at 3 a.m., right? And I have an automatic clock inside of me, and it wakes me up in time.
Always around 3 a.m.
Yeah, so I can do the silent prayer and get up and get ready to make it to the show and do my show. And but then when I don't have to go to work, like I wake up at 3, but I know that I don't have to go to work, so I go right back to sleep.
Yeah, I have the same problem, but
that's not a problem.
Oh.
Why is that a problem? That's cool.
Because I have to work till 6, 7 o'clock sometimes. So I have to be, if I get up at 3 o'clock p.m., that's 12 hours I done been up, and then I for sure have to work until at least 4 o'clock, and sometimes 5 o'clock.
Okay, so you work up at 3 a.m., but you don't have to be at work until 6.
Yeah, well, really not till 7, but, you know, if you sleep, you wake up, man, about 5 or 6 to get up and ready and stuff.
Right. Here's what I recommend.
Yes, sir.
Don't make sleep important at all. Don't make it so important.
Okay.
So if you wake up at 3 a.m., but you're not ready to get up yet, just relax. Stay in bed and relax, and just either do the silent prayer or relax. And you'll fall back to sleep, but if you don't, it won't be a big deal at all.
Okay, yeah, because I still make it through. I might be tired, but I still make it.
Yeah, don't make it a big deal. It'll work itself out.
Okay.
Nothing in life is a big deal.
Yes, sir.
Amazing.
That's what I'm learning. Yeah, and that'll take all the stress away. Nothing is nothing.
Nothing or no one is a big deal.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
And are you doing the silent prayer every morning and night?
Not all the time. I'm gonna be honest. I started doing it more since my last call, and so I guess things have been starting to. I'm seeing more of myself, and it's a roller coaster.
So I recommend you commit to seeking first what's right over everything else. You do the silent prayer so you can practice being present, and everything will just even itself out for you. Life will work. It'll be simple. It will be amazing, and it will have nothing to do with you.
Okay.
So just do the silent prayer and all those sayings that you've heard, let them go. And,
yeah.
And just simply live your life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just live my life.
Yes.
Yeah. Because a lot of it, too, I worry about. I don't know why I'm still worrying about forgiving my ex.
What do you mean you're worried about forgiving her?
It feels like if I don't say it to her or let her know, I think that's just the ego in me, ain't it?
So, do you resent her?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and mostly because I resent myself because I shouldn't have put up with it.
But why resent yourself when you didn't have anything to do with it?
Because I think I should have left before it got worse.
I know, but there is no you to resent. How can you resent someone that doesn't exist?
Okay.
You're resenting an illusion. There is no you. And whenever you got with her, whatever happened, it wasn't you. You were listening to the imagination calling it you.
That's where I have to take the I out and
yes.
Yeah, that's what I keep forgetting to do. Yeah.
So remember that. Now, if you want to, so what do you resent her for, if you can say? Why do you resent your ex?
For it was one of those things. I was too much of a beta. She was more of an alpha, and I let her just basically let her. I ain't gonna say control me, but I dumbed myself down to try to, what normal men do, make the woman feel like a queen or.
But there's no such thing as an alpha woman. So it's just you was a beta man with a beta woman. You just live more beta.
Okay.
But it wasn't her fault that you weakened yourself and made her your God.
No.
There's nothing to forgive her about that because she's not to blame that you were weak.
Okay. That's the thoughts that had me thinking.
Had you thinking what?
That's the thoughts that had me thinking, like, I have to forgive her.
Yeah. It's not her fault.
Okay.
She was screwed up when you met her, and you were already screwed up when you met her, when she met you. And both of the two devils got together and created more hell.
Yeah.
So it's not her fault. So don't hold anything against her. Stay away from her, move on, but it's not her fault that you were weak.
Yeah.
Are you on your way to work?
Yeah, I'm actually at work on now.
I hear your car trying to tell you how to get there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no.
Wait.
I had to, because I work, because I be trying to call, and I work during the times where I can call, and I'll be off only on the weekends. And hoping one weekend I can get out there for church.
Right on. When you stay with it, go back to the silent prayer and stay with that, and just watch those thoughts. Don't believe any of them, the good ones or the bad one. And the truth will reveal itself to you, and it will be amazing.
Okay. Yeah, it's coming. It's slowly. It
takes
time. Yeah, yes, sir.
Absolutely. It is happening. So you stay with it, no matter what. You stay with it.
I'm not gonna lie. This fun. I mean, it's just amazing, like you said.
Yeah, it is. And you haven't seen anything yet. It gets better. You have not seen the love of the Father for his son or his daughter. You have not seen it yet. And you've seen a little bit, but you have not seen it, the fullness of it yet. Stay with it. You're going to see
I will.
real love.
Yes, sir. Sure will.
All right. Amazing.
Yes,
well,
sir.
amazing, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
Call me again. You stay with it, though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bless you and everyone there.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye.
Bye now. 888-775-3773. Let me go to Scotland and talk to Andrew. Andrew, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Jesse.
Hey, Andrew.
How are you today?
Amazing.
I wish I was. I'm only joking. Since you were talking about milk, and I was on hold since yesterday, because I do have I consider it a serious question.
Okay.
But you've been talking about milk, and I'm not good at doing jokes, but I just remembered a joke about milk.
Okay.
Did you want to hear my joke about milk before I ask my question?
Yes.
Right. What is the only milk that you can't see?
Cow milk.
No, pasteurized. It almost got a laugh.
That is funny. Even Hake is laughing. Is it funny you hate?
No, I got the.
Yeah, it's a white joke.
It's a white joke. Yeah, it's definitely a white joke.
A white joke. It's a white joke.
Yeah.
He's right there. Right, so the question is just very simple, right? I know for a fact, like many people who call your show, that the silent prayer works. I know it works. I've been doing it for 3 years, and I've got a friend called Jennifer who's been doing it about 1.5 years. My only question is this. Am I praying or am I meditating?
If you're observing those thoughts, you're praying. You're letting go. You're surrendering to God, and He's taking over your life. And the Spirit of the Father is praying on your behalf.
Right. Okay. I accept.
Amazing. And so stay with it, no matter what. Stay with it.
Yeah, neither one of us are going to stop. And I'm lucky to have that woman in my life because she's the only person that I can discuss this with, except obviously yourself.
Right
and
on.
neither one of us are going to stop.
Right
So,
on, yeah.
well,
Stay with it, man, no matter what. Let her know to stay with it as well.
yeah, I'll pass that on. Thank
Right
you,
on.
Jesse.
All right, thank you, buddy. Amazing, Andrew.
Cheers.
Bye. Heard around the world by everybody and they mama. And if you're black, everybody and their mama if you're white. Super chat. Super.
Fazul on YouTube says, as always, Father bless Jesse and crew.
Thank you. It's already happening. Thank you.
Nikki bought 2 coffees. Hi, Jesse. The dissolution of the ego feels like the disappearance of my sense of self. Although I no longer as though I no longer exist. It's as if I only existed as a thought or belief. What remains is a sense of pure being. Is it possible for the ego to come back after it dissolves, or does it permanently fade away?
No, once it's gone, it can't enter back into you. You can only be born once, right? It's like being born from your mother, coming out of your mama womb. You can't go back in there. Once you're born, you're born. And once you return to the spirit of the Father, you cannot go back. Once you're locked in with the Spirit of God, you're locked in. Your Father, you're one with Him again. And it's amazing. Thank you. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it.
Cornerstone on Cash App. Same ones protesting Tesla. Loved Tesla 2 years ago.
Yeah. It's amazing. Human nature is so evil, it'll love you today and hate you tomorrow. As soon as it disagree with you or you disagree with it, they hate you. And there's no like, oh, okay, whatever. They hate you. And it's amazing to see what they're doing to or trying to do to Elon. People like Elon and Donald Trump, you can't hurt. You're doing it to yourself. Anyway, when you try to hurt others, you're doing it to yourself. Anyway, you're burning while trying to make somebody else burn. But it's amazing to see it. Thank you. You're right.
MAGA Matt gifted a subscription over on Rumble. Very nice.
Right on. Thank you, MAGA Matt. What?
MAGA Matt.
MAGA Matt.
As did Pastor Chatelet, 5 subscriptions.
Thank you. Amazing.
Sion, 3 coffees. Good morning, Jesse.
Hey, Sion.
Why would anyone want to be a cop right now? They hired anybody off the street. They dumbed down the exam, allow visible tattoos now, too. Wanted to join APD back in 2014, believe it or not. LOL. They interviewed me, and during the interview, I paused for a while when asked if I'm okay with taking someone's life, and I was wearing a big cross necklace at the time. So the interviewer may have thought I was too religious. I don't know. LOL, I'm glad I didn't pursue it.
Right on. It's amazing, Sion, how they have DEI in my country. It's all about victims and let victims in, even if they're not qualified. And when we let them in, don't hurt them. Don't make them feel bad. Don't make jokes. Don't have fun. Walk on cotton around the victims. It's horrible what has happened in my country. Amazing. Thank you, Sion.
Engban Art bought a coffee. The Jewish word for prayer, tefillah, means examine yourself.
Nice.
See?
I like that. Amazing. Thank you.
Brian on the X live
That's
stream.
deep.
Yeah. I'm 52. I didn't know you can drink it right from the tap, milk. Yeah, I learned from they pasteurize it for it to stay longer, but it loses its value, he says.
Amazing. I can't even drink that milk. It makes me sick on the stomach. Amazing. Thank you.
He says he saw you on Dr. Phil a while back. No one ever talks about white people like you. Thank you. I like your program.
We even have White History Month. July is White History Month. And you gotta admit, July just feels white. Amazing. Thank you.
We have several more to go, but we'll have to read them after this, guys.
I gotta take a break. One more hour to go. When I come back, straight to your calls. 888.
An hour and a half.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was top of the hour. This is half-hour break.
Yep.
What the? I'll be right back. What the? Check out Punchie's coffee. I have my own coffee now. Punchie coffee is good. Every bag is roasted to order. Freshest flavor. Top quality. Specialty grade beans. Good. Every dime goes back to Bond, my nonprofit. And we are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. So when you're drinking coffee and enjoying it, just know you're helping somebody. Amazing coffee. Punchie has his own coffee now. What the? And it's so good. All the way from the plantation to my own coffee. Who would have thought? Did that coffee come from the plantation? Did I pick my own coffee? Check it out. Go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com/stores, and get Punchie's coffee. A quick reminder, don't forget to check out the 2 new Punchie's coffee roasts. They are available on JessieLeePeterson.com/shop. The Punchie coffee roast, available on JessieLeePeterson.shop. And to the people around the world, everywhere around the whole wide world, our merch is now available for international orders. Except for the coffee. Sorry, folks. We're trying to figure it out for you, too, because I know you want the Punchie's coffee. So we're going to figure that out. But you can order all of our merch internationally now by going to JessieLeePeterson.shop. When she's crying, she's lying, anyone that has anger is a murderer, and so on and so on. And so on, and Scooby-Doo. And also for personal shout-outs, go to Cameo. Birthdays, weddings, anniversary, congratulations, encouragement, whatever the shout-out is, I will do them for you. Go to Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jessie Lee Peterson, CAMEO.com/Jessie Lee Peterson. And those who are helping us, thank you. I don't have to ask you to help us, to donate and help us. I appreciate that. But those who we are helping, but you don't remember to help, make donations, help us out. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/donate or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. And they are tax deductible, all right? So thank you. We got a lot of work to do. And so I know some people don't think, oh, I got help, so let me help this man help others. Thank you in advance, all right? I want to go quickly back to the phones. Let me go to Ashley out of California. Ashley, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse.
Hey, Ashley.
I wanted to answer the biblical question.
Concerning race, which color would you choose to be right?
White. White is right.
And why white?
Well, it's the first thing that came to my mind when I first heard the question.
Uh-huh.
And then, but it just seems right. Like July just feels right, or white.
Yes.
White just feels right.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. And I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome. Have a good morning, Jesse.
You too. Thank you. 888-775-3773. Ardene out of Colorado. Ardene, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi.
Hey, Ardene.
How you doing?
Amazing.
I was question for you. What do you mean when you say right for the biblical question? What in context with right?
Are you on? Are you on speakerphone or something?
Yeah, just 1 second. I'm gonna
Yeah.
phone.
Hold on, Dean. Don't hang up. Let me know when she's ready. Do not be on speakerphone or Bluetooth or anything. Let me know, Derek, when she's ready. I'll come back to her. Bobby is out of Atlanta, Georgia. Georgia, on my mind. Bobby, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Hey, Bobby. Bob.
Dylan,
Hello?
how are you? Jesse, how are you? Jesse.
Bobby, I can't understand you. Either you're on a speakerphone or something wrong. Your voice sounds weird. Come and get on a better phone so I can kind of hear you clear, all right? Let me go back to Ardene. Ardene, let's try it again.
Hi. The problem with this phone, Tom. So much for that. I was just wondering, what did you mean when you said right for the biblical question? What did you actually mean?
Concerning race, which color would you choose?
What about race?
Which color would you choose to be right?
About what? What are they right about?
Which color would you choose to be right?
Well, as far as, okay. I know it's the most minority of all the populations within the world, the white race. So for right, I would probably pick the brown.
And
because they will probably, the largest population is Chinese. I'm blocking, if you're going with the actual color, the pigmentation of the skin, I would say probably brown, because the Chinese tend towards the brown as opposed to black or Caucasian. We are a minority. We're always white. They're always going to be a minority.
So who are brown?
We 16% now.
We say brown. Who's brown?
Actually, what is brown, what's the most populous in the world is Chinese.
Are the Chinese brown?
I would consider them not Caucasian white, yes.
And so why would you choose Chinese to be right? Why that choice?
That's just the fact. That's what it is. They are the most populated. And I figure if you're going to go for right, go for the most populated. They're the most populated in the world, Chinese.
And what made them right?
Well, they're most populated. Tell me what your category for right is, and then I'll be able to tell you how I feel about that.
So, in response to the biblical question concerning race, which color would you choose to be right? You say the Chinese because they're the most populated people?
Brown, because you're not giving me a category for right, so I'm going with they know how to do it. They're the most populated, so we'll go for brown.
Okay, well, I appreciate you responding to that, and I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you, Ardene.
Okay, bye.
Bye now. Amazing. 888-775-3773. There's the line open. Let me go to Rick out of Hampton, Virginia. Rick, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
What's up, Brother Jesse? What's going on with you?
All is well, Rick.
Hey, you know the young lady that hit the girl upside the head with the baton yesterday?
Yes.
Her high school is 30 minutes from where I stay at.
Really?
I.C. Norcom, yes. The girl that hit the young lady in the head with the baton, her high school is 30 minutes from where I stay at. I used to go to work there. I used to pass that high school every day.
That's amazing. Well, be careful if you're going to watch the track team. You may get hit. Be careful.
Hey, and here's another thing too, Jesse. On that same note, you remember the church incident when that pastor when they disciplined the young girl? That wasn't happening too. That was about 10 minutes from it.
Oh, the pregnant girl?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Absolutely. And that was about 10 minutes from it. So yeah, man. And can I answer the biblical question?
Okay, that young girl apologized. I don't know how real it is, but she apologized for hitting the girl. She was saying it was a... She didn't apologize. Huh?
She did not apologize. I don't think she apologized.
This is from WAYB TV 10. Layla Everett, a track star and senior at Norcom High
In
School, is
Portsmouth,
speaking
Virginia.
out following shocking footage where she struck an opponent in the head with a baton and allegedly injured her during a relay race. So here's one of the sound bites from her. She maybe she didn't apologize, but she made a comment. Here's the first soundbite from WAVY TV 10.
The young athlete in question says there's more to that video than meets the eye.
Everybody has feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Alayla Everett is a decorated athlete and senior at IC Norcom High School. She would have never thought her trip to the Class 3 track and field state finals last Tuesday would take a drastic turn.
They're going off of one angle.
Alayla visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200 meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they nearly collided with each other.
After a couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
It appears intentional, but Alayla says it was accidental.
But I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose.
So allegedly, she hit this woman upside the head with a baton, and now she worried about her mental status. What now?
Yes, man.
And
That's been my child.
Here's where her parents were outraged at the backlash. Watch this.
I didn't have to see your first video, second video, 10 video. I know 100% that she won't do this to nobody.
Her parents outraged at the backlash. The IC Norcom relay team was disqualified, a ruling that a local USA track and field official finds questionable. He says a play-by-play look shows that the Brookville athlete was running closely to Alayla.
If a person comes up on the outside, they got to be a full stride ahead of me before they can come in front of me.
The other family spoke with the news station in Roanoke asking for an apology from Alayla, something she wants to give, but she says the other athlete hasn't been receptive, blocking her on social media, and instead the Everett family was served with court papers.
And now we have to go to a city 3 hours away that everybody hates our guts already.
They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
What the?
I mean, I would love to be said.
Amazing. And so, Rick, did you hear that?
Yes. Here's my thing on that, Jesse. That'd have been my son doing that. I would have got my son. He would have apologized before you know it. And then, what they expect to get? What they want them to do? Throw their daughter a birthday party? You would almost cave the young girl's skull in, and you told your emotional being. The best.
You make a good point, I believe, and I don't know because you never know. Human beings are so evil nowadays. But if this girl just had said, you know what, I'm so sorry, I was so wrong. Even if when she hit the girl, if it was an accident, she should have stopped running right then and really helped her. That would be a whole different story had she done that.
Yep.
But she didn't do any of that. Now she up there crying about they hate me. I gotta go to a whole nother town for court where everybody already hate me. Rick?
Hold on a minute. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Justin.
Rick, go to work.
Yep. Oh, no. I was talking to one of the best
Rick,
go ahead, Justin.
Rick, go to work. Yes, call me later.
Okay, we'll do.
All right, but what? He tried to work Abby on the phone. I understand. 888-775-3773. This girl is still not showing any I'm so sorry. I should have dealt with this differently. If I didn't mean to hit her. But I don't hear any of that.
When she's crying, she's lying.
I rest my case.
Yeah.
I totally rest my case.
That was so black. But that was so human nature in total denial.
Yeah. Even with
On the parents' part too.
Yeah. Even with the parents.
And it's funny because it is true. The social media people, this went super viral, I bet. And I would not doubt that people would be calling her all kinds of names, being nasty to her.
Yeah, the people see her cry, they're gonna make it even worse for her. Because they love the thrill of hurting people.
Yeah. Derek, especially in like revenge. Derek pointed out there was a chirp in her background. She needed to change her, or her parents needed to change her smoke detector.
No, there was? With that black girl?
Yeah. I didn't hear it in this clip, but I heard it on Twitter. Somebody tagged you on X saying when she's crying, she's lying.
That's for sure.
She was pushing way out. They're acting like it's her fault, the girl who was passing her. But she was pushing out to the outside of the lane. And I know how you do that to try to prevent them from passing.
Yeah.
You go further out and kind of elbow them. It was all her fault.
Derek said, this generation cooked. The lack of accountability is incredible. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I want to ask you your opinion about this hate. This is from Fox 5, New York. A judge has blocked the deportation of Mahmoud Khalil. And Mahmoud, a lawful U.S. citizen.
No, not a citizen. He has a green card. He's a
resident. Sorry about that. My bad. A lawful U.S. resident and pro-Palestine activist who was arrested Saturday by immigration and custom enforcement agents in response to President Donald Trump's executive order prohibiting anti-Semitism. Watch this from Fox 5.
The View, and the lawyer for Mahmoud Khalil is telling us tonight that he is in ICE custody, but he is not in custody here in New York. He is in Louisiana. That is where he has been transferred to. He was picked up on Saturday night. Now, the Trump administration wants him deported, but a judge is saying, hold on just a moment. He is blocking that, at least for now, because Khalil has a court hearing here in New York on Wednesday. We want justice, we want peace. A couple hundred protesters demonstrated outside the ICE field office in Lower Manhattan, demanding the release of Mahmoud Khalil. Some demonstrators clashing with police, leading to their arrest. Khalil, a graduate student at Columbia University until last December, was detained by ICE Saturday after agents showed up at his apartment, which is owned by the university.
The attack on Mahmoud Khalil is intended to make them quake in their boots and to make all of us quake in our boots.
About 70 faculty members with Columbia and Barnard College, along with immigration and civil rights activists, speaking out in support of Khalil. He is a Palestinian activist who has played a role in the anti-Israel, pro-Palestinian protests on campus.
Why would the faculty support? Why would they be speaking, period, but why would they support a person that is pro-Hamas people?
I know why.
In America. And Trump administration want him deported for his anti-Semitic activity. What's this?
His lawyer releasing a statement saying that he is, quote, someone who has never committed a crime and who has simply expressed his political opinions. But the Trump administration sees it differently. The administration has designated Hamas a terrorist organization. Many of the protests, some of them violent, have included language and written material used by Hamas. Jewish students have also been harassed for being Jewish. Khalil is not in the U.S. on a student visa. He is a legal permanent resident with a green card. His wife is a U.S. citizen.
He is in real danger, and each of you bear substantial moral responsibility for that fact.
President Trump posting on social media. We know there are more students at Columbia and other universities across the country who have engaged in pro-terrorist, anti-Semitic, anti-American activity, and the Trump administration will not tolerate it. We will find, apprehend, and deport these terrorist sympathizers.
Why would anybody want terrorist sympathizers in our country. That's dangerous. Especially the teachers standing up for it and everything.
If this guy is a terrorist sympathizer, and these teachers are, it's because the terrorists are good at presenting themselves as victims. Just like, you know how blacks do that? Even though blacks are the most violent towards the other races, not the other way around. Same thing with Hamas and the Palestine. It's become very trendy to side with Palestine as the victims.
And so now they're saying that he is a sympathizer with this, right? Don't America know that these people think that we are the great Satan? They hate us worse than they hate the Jews. And they in our country, and they know that we're not going to do anything with them saying death to America and all that. And Allah, what do they expect to happen?
I know, and he just has a green card. Those things, you're not supposed to be protesting and siding with terrorists, quote unquote, with a green card. And he's married to a citizen, I heard.
And
a
so
supposed citizen.
When they say he is a lawful U.S. resident, that just means he live here with the green card, but he's not a citizen.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He married a quote unquote American, and I don't know if he's graduated already or if he's a graduate student, still a student, or what, but he's living on that campus. And as you know, the campus people, the academic world, are also kind of enemies of America.
Yeah.
They hate what's right.
Yeah, they do.
So they're siding with this guy.
But that's crazy, though. It's like somebody chanted death to America. Oh, okay, well, you could stay. They don't these people like put bombs on themselves. They die, and they say they die being a martyr or something
Martyr.
Like that.
Yeah.
Martyr. When you're willing to die to be a martyr, why would you want anybody like that in your country?
Yeah, the whites are such pushovers, and it's not just the whites. It's it's worse than just the whites. It's like the leadership aspect of the country. This judge who's blocking this deportation, all these 70 professors and all of them, Jews against deportation. In the
so Jews against it too?
Yeah, because they're
what's wrong with the Jews?
It's typically liberals who are professors.
Oh, so liberal Jews are for the Allahu Akbar people?
They are for, they're for the victims. They're against America. They're against America being strong and protecting itself.
I wonder who is paying for this stuff, because these kids don't have money to be out protesting every day.
Well, we can doge and get rid of a lot of the subsidizing of these people and these universities and colleges.
888-775-3773. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. I want my country back. It's gone. The hate news is coming right now. The hate news, not the fake news. And one more hour to go. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
Some shocking information in the world right now. Duterte. He's the guy from, I forget which country, Philippines? Where's Duterte from? one of those countries. He got arrested. I think he's in his own country. In the Philippines, he was running the country for a while. And he was like cracking down hard, killing thousands of people for drug dealing and stuff like that. And maybe those were not necessarily justified. I don't know. But the ICC, the evil UN, International Criminal Court, tried to say he did crimes against humanity, and he's been arrested by the internationalists, the globo homos. Doesn't sound good. It's shocking. I'm not for that. And NASA, which does not mean lies, is experiencing delays. But space is still real, guys. The most polluted cities are in Asia, the top 20 mostly. But some of them are in like SoCal, Huntington Park, Bloomington, and even Ontario, California. Can you believe it? Where the airport is, not to be confused with Canada. And also Rihanna, says that birth is by far the most powerful thing I've ever done as a woman. Nice. Shout out. That's that singer gal. This is the end of hour 2 already of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It's Country and Western Tuesday, March 11th, AD 2025. There is one line open. Callers, we will hang tight. We will get to your calls. JLP will. We'll get to the rest of your super chats. But first is Hake News, not fake news. But you can be calling in right now. 1-888-775-3773. And call via Skype if you're overseas. It's free. Use the dial pad to get on hold, to get on air with JLP. Nice. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN reports police are across the United States, by the way, are investigating a series of attacks on Tesla showrooms, charging stations, and Tesla vehicles. You heard that from JLP in the first hour early on. Vitriol, hatred is escalating against CEO-based Elon Musk. I use the term a little loosely, but I appreciate that guy. There has also been so-called peaceful protests, no such thing, at many Tesla locations, which involve demonstrators carrying signs and chanting, "Elon Musk has got to go," in response to the slashing of federal jobs, so-called jobs, and budgets by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, put there by our greatest president, whom we duly elected. Oh, yeah. Yeah, last week in the early morning hours, 7 charging stations in a mall outside of Boston were set on fire. In Massachusetts, where they had a terror attack 10 years ago or so. Just outside of dirty Portland, Oregon, the scum of the earth living there or protesting and doing degenerate stuff over there in PDX. Police responded to gunshots fired at a Tesla showroom. Police in Brookline, Massachusetts, posted a video on X of one individual defending his tagging of a Tesla vehicle as free speech. Give me a break. Meaning graffiti. That's called vandalism. It's not free speech, sucker. Elon Musk, self-described free speech absolutist. Give me a break, Commie Nonsense Network. Who owns X? He reposted a police post with the comment, "Damaging the property of others, also known as vandalism, is not free speech." It's absolutely not. Duh. While there have been no reports of injuries, supposedly, the incidents, one guy with his family, this psycho guy, was flipping them off, sticking up his middle fingers, and like hit the vehicle. Psycho. No reports of injuries, supposedly. The incidents pose a potential financial problem for Tesla. Oh, commie nonsense. The company faces a declining sales for the first time since, due to increased competition, they claim, and backlash over Musk's contentious, meaning righteous, role in the Trump administration. Former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte arrested today by the government that he once led. Wow. After they said that they received an international criminal court warrant accusing him of crimes against humanity. Degenerate. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. And my biblical question for this week concerning race. Which color would you choose to be right? Concerning race. Which color would you choose to be right? Amazing, huh? You can listen to the show if you're busy running around, working out, doing whatever, protesting, shouting death to America, from the river to the sea. You got to be with me. You still can be listening to the show. You can podcast the show, but you can be listening by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk. Or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Tuesday. And every Tuesday is so amazing. And one of the reasons, but not the only, one of the reasons Tuesdays are so amazing, it is always country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to me. What the? Who let the dogs out? Amazing. Amazing. 888-77-JESSE. I want to show you this, and again, I want to remind you, because I want you to know you can have perfect peace right here on earth. You don't have to wait till you die. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't wait till I leave my body. I wouldn't think, oh, someday I'm going to get to heaven. You can experience heaven right now. You can experience heaven right now. But before I get to that, I just saw that somebody requesting Pete song from Alaska. And because I appreciate the listeners, the sponsors, and everybody, this song is for you. All my life.
My thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe he'd take this anger from my soul. And I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so he could lean on me.
Perfect peace. Amazing. Amazing. It is an amazing song. Pete from Alaska. Thank you again, Pete. I want to remind you, human nature, human beings are evil. And it's amazing how poorly, how bad, how evil human beings treat one another. Think about it. Wars and families fighting, husband and wives fighting, children fighting with parents, and parents fighting with children, and race division, and Allah U'aba people shouting from the ocean to the sea. And it's just from the river to the sea, wherever they want to go. But what the? It's just, watch how bad it's below animal nature. And human beings with anger are in animal nature. That's why they put the animal before the people. But it's amazing to see it. Even in your own family. That's why Christ came not to unite, but to divide. Parents from children, and children from parents. Mother from daughter, daughter from mother. Son from dad, dad from son. Friends. He came to not unite, but divide. And those who are seeking him, he will divide you from those who are not. Because if they're not seeking the kingdom first, they're evil. And evil will try and destroy you. Evil will chase you down to get a thrill from getting you to overreact, and it rejoices when it can hurt you. And what's happening to human nature is mind-blowing to me. I had no idea. Really, it's bad. There was, from WPLG Local 10, apparently social media outrage erupt over a photo appearing to show Winter Haven police officers holding a mother and her child at gunpoint. Watch this image. We have an image of it first. So you see the mother on the ground, and the police appear to be handcuffing her, and the child is laying right next to the mother, and the child is acting the way the mother is acting, putting her or his hand behind her back, and it looked like the child being handcuffed. And the people on social media, especially the blacks, Lord have mercy, they saw that and immediately overreacted. They didn't even know for sure. They just, it looked like it, and they went nuts. And it's not even what they thought that it was, according to the report. And isn't that something? And here are some of their comments from X regarding this video that they saw.
Well, here's the first one from Michelle B. Young. She remarks, handcuffed a baby? Fire everyone immediately.
See?
See? City, this is from City Don't Do It. The baby being handcuffed and held at gunpoint is diabolical.
Diabolical.
And the last one here is from Last Ninja. Soon, very soon, black people, protect yourselves from the police. Follow them to the station. Go in the station and keep an eye on them at all times. It looks like he or she may have written this very hastily.
Amazing, huh? An overreaction to an illusion. Almost sounds threatening, that last one. How about wait and see? But your heart's so wicked, the only thing you can think to do is overreact quickly. Your first thought is not, hey, let me wait and see. Let's see what this is about. And even if the police had this woman on the ground and the little baby was next to the woman, both are handcuffed, what business is this of yours? Are you every black? Is it all in you? Anything you want, baby, I'll do it for you. You heard that on it?
I don't know. I must have heard it in my soul.
Are you every black? Why not stop overreacting? Really, stop overreacting to thoughts and feelings, and then stop overreacting to the events that are happening outside of you, inside of others. Why not, as the Father said, be still and tell the river, tell the water, tell the rain to stop? Why not be still and tell the situation, no, I'm not reacting this time. Not this time, devil. I'm not giving it to you. I'm going to be still and let the Father's will be done. Why not? Here is the report with context. Watch this from WPLG Local 10.
Well, outrage on social media over a photo of a mother's interaction with police in Winter Haven. That's because it appeared to show officers holding that woman and her child at gunpoint.
The department responding to the criticism by releasing body cam video of the incident. Eden joins us in the studio with the footage.
Janice Calvin, the body cam video released by the Winter Haven Police Department shows two officers rushing over to that mother and her child. At least one officer could be seen holding a gun as they approach the pair.
Put your hands out. Stay down. Just don't move. Don't move.
To Winter Haven Police, the March 4th interaction followed a 911 call regarding a disturbance involving a firearm. Reports indicated that a man had gotten into a fight in a parking lot with a store employee. The suspect was said to have left the property in a red Nissan Altima. The mother and her child were passengers in that vehicle. Officers then placed the woman in handcuffs. The police department states the child was calmed and cared for immediately after the woman was detained, releasing a statement Wednesday stating at no point was the officer's weapon pointed at the child, as confirmed by multiple cameras.
And you're overreacting as though it happened to you. What a sad way to live, a miserable way of living. When will you stop overreaction? When? If not now, when? And what good, other than the thrill of it, what good is it doing you to overreact to anything? What good? Other than the thrill, what's the purpose? The child, according to this report, wasn't even in handcuffs, and you carried on. And even if the child was in handcuffs, you don't know what happened. It ain't your child, and you don't know what happened. And you want to fire the police, you want to riot. What a mess, huh? Human nature, human beings are evil. You cannot trust an angry person. And you push anger as though it's good. And then you say, oh, I have righteous anger. No, you don't. You're lying. You ain't got no righteous anger. You don't even know what that is. You wouldn't know righteous anger if it had lunch with you. And yet you overreact. Are you every black? Is it all in you? Anything you want to do, you'll do it for them? When will you stop acting like animals and live and have a real life? You can have real life now, but you got to drop the anger. You got to be able to see. And if you have an anger you do not see, mark my word, anger is hatred. Hatred blinds you from the light. Anyone that has anger is separated from the light of the Father. And it doesn't matter how much Bible you read, how much church you go to, how much you praise the Lord, and you accept Jesus. If you have anger, you're a liar, and the truth is not in you. Is it ever okay to put your hand on a customer? I really want to know from you, is it ever okay to put your hands on a customer? Is it right or is it wrong? Fox 5, Washington, D.C. A Prince George County hairdresser has been charged with assault after posting a now viral video that shows her dragging a 15-year-old client following a dispute over payment. Watch this from Fox 5, Washington, D.C.
In the video that has more than 54 million views, you can see 18-year-old Jayla Cunningham dragging her 15-year-old client by the hooded sweatshirt, saying,
"Sit right here until somebody says it. I'm not you just try to right? You lucky I ain't watching."
Jayla claims the 15-year-old was trying to leave without paying for the $150 service that included a weave with tracks. Jayla cutting the weave out of the teen's hair with scissors because she says the teen did not pay for the service.
She ran, forget tried, she ran without paying me.
And then what did you do?
I dragged her by her hood back into the salon until I can get paid, or, until the police come, or until, she let me take out the service. Because it's like she literally ran outside, like she was about to be gone. I feel like if I didn't do that, she would have been gone and I would have just never been paid.
Wow. Black people, you need to let your anger go. Black people are some nasty people with that anger. And they don't mind fighting. It just, and they'll fight, not only the white people, they fight each other, and that's what evil does. Evil turn on the outside people, and it turns on inside. It turns against each other, whomever's around. She dragged that girl over some money and feel justified, according to this report. The teenage mother claims her daughter sent the money to the wrong Cash App and is now pressing charges. Watch this.
But the 15-year-old's mother says Jayla also dragged her by her hair when she grabbed her hood and says that her daughter accidentally sent the money to the wrong Cash App and was trying to pay Jayla.
It's just absolutely absurd. It's viral. It's all over the country.
And how is she dealing emotionally with this?
Emotionally, not good. Not good at all.
The family has hired the Jackson & Associates law firm to represent the 15-year-old in a civil lawsuit.
The video is horrendous. It's a 15-year-old girl. We're talking about someone's child here, a child who is being dragged across a salon floor by her jacket for over something as simple as a mistake.
And Jayla Cunningham says that she had no clue that she was charged. We brought it to her attention tonight. She says she heard it for the first time and that she has received death threats as a result of the viral video, so she has moved her hair salon to another location. She has a first court appearance, a summons, on April 18th. As for the 15-year-old, well, her parents say she will undergo counseling.
All over $150, allegedly. One thing about the blacks, they don't mind fighting. They love to fight. And they don't mind fighting one another. And they blame it on the white man. It's because of slavery. So what do you think about that? Is that good, right, wrong? What do you think? Should the hairdresser have dragged this gal into a room by her braids, or whatever she had? What do you think about that? Where is the love in that? And last but not least, and I'll take your calls and your super chat. Is it okay for a fat mama to sit on a child and kill it? allegedly, and according to this report. Is it ever okay for a fat mama to sit on a child and, according to this report, kill the child? What do you think about this? You don't believe evil exists in human beings? What else would it take? If you can't see it in you so you can overcome it, what else would it take for you to know it's evil? You're not in control. Evil is controlling you. And once you return to the Father, good will control you. You're not in control of anything. I want to know your thoughts on this, right? According to the New York Post, a 10-year-old Michigan boy died after his obese foster mother sat on him for 5 minutes for acting up. The boy was just acting up. And he ended up getting 2 tons of fun, according to this report. Crushing him under her 340-pound frame. Watch this from ABC 7, Chicago.
Porter County Sheriff's Office says they were called to the 200 block of Falcon Way in Liberty Township on April 25th, 2024 for a medical emergency and found Dakota unresponsive and lying on the ground. He had bruising on his lower back and chest. The child was rushed to an area hospital for treatment but died. Investigators say video from a doorbell camera showed a 340-pound Wilson holding the 91-pound child down while she says he was acting out.
She's taken a big part of us away from us, but yet she got to live her life for another 9 months after his death.
And as the family says, today's sentencing will help them try to move on. It can't dull the pain of the loss of a child.
It gives us a little closure, but we'll never heal. He will always be missed. He's always in our hearts and our minds.
Amazing, huh? 2 tons of fun was accused of sitting on a 10-year-old. Where is the love in that, if it's true? Where's the love? That's evil. The foster mother was sentenced to 6 years, but the judge suspended 1 year to be served on probation. Watch this.
Amid their ongoing grief, there was justice for the family and friends of 10-year-old Dakota Levi Stevens, moments after a Porter County, Indiana judge sentenced his foster mother to prison for causing his death.
We are pretty happy with the results. It doesn't bring him back, but it's a start.
49-year-old Jennifer Wilson was immediately taken into custody to begin serving her 6-year sentence imposed by Judge Michael Bergenson with the Indiana Department of Corrections, with 1 year suspended and to be served on probation. After first declaring her innocence, Wilson pled guilty to reckless homicide in October.
Just wanted to say thank you to the courts for listening to us.
A large contingent of the victim's family and friends were present during the over 3-hour-long sentencing hearing, where the former foster mother addressed the court and asked for leniency. Voice trembling and through tears, she read a prepared statement saying in part, "I'm not here expecting forgiveness. If the roles were reversed, I can't say I would be able to forgive the person responsible for the death of my loved one. I am deeply saddened and sorry for my role in this horrible tragedy."
Amazing. So what do you think about that, and who do you think caused her to do that? Did she do that on her own? Or was she influenced? If you can see what's driving you, you'll see what's driving her, if the story is true. And all she got was 5 years. What the? And probation for one of those. Where is the love? God is trying to create love through us. God is love. But you won't overcome evil. You won't admit that you're evil so he can take that away from you. Change your heart. Salvation is of the heart. You must be born of the heart. Not of the vices, but of the heart. And the vices will be taken away from you. Your nature will change. So what do you think about fat mama? If this story is true, what a mess. 888-7753-773. Let me go to JALEN as Hate is coming in here for the super chat. Let me go to JALEN out of our Arkansas. JALEN, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Well, thank you, Jesse. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Jesse, you ought to be ashamed how you get on here and coon, Jesse.
What do you mean?
How you get on here and coon?
What do you mean by that?
Well, you take the white people's side whenever you have the opportunity, and then you Republicans, you guys said, well, once we get in office, we're going to be for free speech. Everybody gets free speech, right? So why are you against the Palestinian protesters?
Well, I'm not against. I'm against them. I disagree with the protest because these people hate us. They say that we are the big Satan, and they are chanting death to America and Allah Akbar. Does that concern you?
That's free speech. You know, you guys are.
Does that concern you?
Oh yeah, it concerns me because I actually believe in free speech, Jesse. I don't just say it.
But
and then once I get in office,
I know, but does it concern you that you have foreigners on our soil chanting death to America?
Well, I don't know if they're actually chanting death to America.
Oh, yeah.
They're talking about the Jews killing them off over in Israel.
That
Why
too.
are you cooning for the Jews, Jesse? You're cooning for the Jews.
You didn't
now.
answer my question yet.
What's your question?
Does it concern you that these people are on American soil, foreigners who have been allowed to come into our country under the pretense of getting an education, and they're chanting death to America? Does that concern you?
It somewhat concerns me. I'll say it somewhat concerns me.
In what way does it concern you?
It concerns me because you shouldn't hate America, but you're here in America. But I think that's a false narrative that you.
And so, what should happen to them? What should happen to them that they're on the American soil chanting death to America? What should happen to them?
Well, in a country that has free speech, nothing should happen to them, Jesse. It is free speech to say death to America.
Really?
If you're going to be a free speech absolutist like Elon Musk. Elon Musk don't believe in free speech.
So you're saying that America should allow their enemies to come in, because there are enemies, they're chanting death to America. America should allow our enemies to come in and they can chant death to America. Do you know that death means to kill?
Jesse, I know you black and you don't understand.
No, do you know that death means to kill?
Yes, but do you know what free speech
you're okay
means,
with it? So you're saying that they have the right to have free speech to come into our country and say death to us?
I don't say that. The Constitution says that, Jesse.
Where does the Constitution say you should? Where does the Constitution say you should allow your enemies to come in and chant death to you? You're putting your life at risk.
There should be no law.
Where does it?
There shouldn't be any laws discouraging free speech. Now, that doesn't say that exactly. I didn't get that exactly right. But we have free speech. Jesse, why are you cooning for Israel? Israel can't stand us, Jesse.
What?
Israel hates America. Israel hates us more than the Palestinians do.
Israel doesn't hate America. Maybe
Israel
there are people in Israel that hate America, but Israel. Have you ever gone to Israel?
No, I wouldn't want to go with all them Jews.
Why not? You don't love the Jews?
I can't say. I don't want to get you taken off the air, Jesse, so I'm not going to say too much about it.
But I'm asking, you don't love the Jews?
I don't love anybody that wants to control America.
But you love the people who are chanting death to America?
I believe they should have the right to self-determination.
What does that mean? What does that have to do death to America, man?
Well, they're not. They don't really believe in death to America.
They're playing? You think they're playing? Thank you, JLP. Quick break. Treasure Chances open on D-Line. Back in a moment. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature. Lord, I was born a gambling man, hanging around and doing the best I can. So, the Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, H-A-K-E Report.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And James Hake is on fire. He doesn't have that good hair for nothing. He's on fire. And then after the Hake Report, Joel Friday TV, he black. Amazing. Get ready. At 11 a.m. Pacific time. Joel Friday TV. And after that, we ain't done yet. The American Anchor Baby. Energy everywhere. Donald Trump, God gave it to Donald Trump first because he's older. And then he gave it to the Anchor Baby. Amazing. At 12 noon Pacific time. And don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, comment on all of our channels or the things that we're on, whatever you call them, social media platforms. Go to rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, cozy.tv/JLP, JLP Talk on Rumble, on X, Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, follow, subscribe, and whatever, and comment. Amazing, huh? And support us. And don't forget, check out the 2 new Punchie's coffee, roasted, and available on, we have 2 now, 2 new ones. Go to JessieLeePeterson.shop, JessieLeePeterson.shop, and across the world, because we are heard around the world. And then for the flat earthers, up and down the world. Hake proved on yesterday that the earth is round. He proved it yesterday. He talked about, what were you talking about? At the end of somewhere where daylight.
Oh, yeah, in Antarctica.
Antarctica.
The sun never set down there during winter.
See there?
Winter solstice.
Now do you believe the earth is round? What the? If the earth was flat, it would be setting. But, where was I? I forgot.
Me too.
Oh, the merch. We are now, our merch is available for international orders. International orders. Except for the coffee. And we're trying to figure that one out. So you can have Punchie's coffee around the world. Go to JessieLeePeterson.shop. International people, you can get the merch now. You've been asking, now you can get it. JessieLeePeterson.shop. Super chat. Super
chats.
Sion bought a super chat saying, Jesse, biblical question answer.
Concerning race, which color would you choose to be right?
No race at all. Everybody is the same now. The white people used to be amazing examples, but they're not anymore. The wokeness mess comes from the whites, says Sion.
So concerning the race, she doesn't choose any color
to
be right. Okay.
That's the second defiant woman who doesn't want to pick a race.
Thank you, Sion. I appreciate it. I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. What the? Amazing.
3 coffees from Hannah is answering the biblical question.
Concerning race, which color would you choose to be right?
White people are a people of winter, always hardworking, or else we would die in winter. We are a pastoralist, raw milk drinkers of the steppe of Eurasia. Our ancestors were made tough and smart by our environment.
That's the biblical question?
It sounds like says white people. He's explaining why his choice is white people, it sounds like, if I'm to assume correctly.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Hannes.
Yeah.
Just Joe, we played Pete from Alaska for you, man.
All my life, we did.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. Amazing.
Celestial Lord with a rumble rant. The reason they need to heat the milk with pasteurization is because when the cow eats grains instead of grass, the enzymes the cows usually produce with its milk comes in a really low count, and the milk is easily spoiled.
But that's not the way it used to be.
Right, because we didn't feed them grains. We fed them grass.
Oh.
Grass-fed cows are better than grains-fed cows. Grass-red supremacy.
Oh, yeah, because in Alabama, when I was growing up on that plantation, they ate grass, and then I would bring them in so we could milk them, and then we fed them hay.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you.
Thanks,
amazing.
Celestial Lord. Stephen from Rotterdam, the Netherlands. Hi, guys.
Heard around the world.
10 coffees. Very generous.
Thank you.
My little theory is that white people are more industrious because they came up in colder environments. Colored peoples could just chill and eat when they wanted because the sun provided. But the whites had to plan, save, and manage for scarcity because of the cold. Most poor countries today are hot countries, and rich countries have a colder climate. Love y'all. Don't be a beta.
Amazing. Thank you. Amazing.
Thanks, Steven.
Interesting, too. Thank you.
No More Thoughts says, both my grandpas had 3 boys before they had girls.
Nice.
But my dad had a girl first.
Better.
I don't plan on having any kids for now, but is there a way for you to tell me how they did that, since all the alphas on my family are dead?
Real men make boys first. I can't say it on the radio, though. On the radio. Thank you.
Cactus Eater Bear gave a diamond. Andrew, do you know me? Join D-Live's chat and say hi.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Cactus Eater Bear.
Yeah.
Paula gave a fox smiling emoji.
Nice.
Or sticker. Steven says, love you guys so much. Chicago loves you. Holding it down on the regular. Peace and love forever and always. Let Jesus' holy blessed name reign in your heart's bond. Thanks, hands emoji.
Right on. And thank you for your support. And we love Chi-Town as well. Chicago is Chi-Town. Amazing. Thank you.
Paula with another. I always check the time at 10:17 too. In my fallen state, I thought it was a sign from God, and I got it tattooed on my chest. Frowny face.
What the? The devil is busy. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula.
Yeah.
Shout out to the top contributors on the D-Live crew, Cactus Eater Bear, Games for Rec, Good Vibes Something, Wolf336, and the rest of the supporters, as always, as well as the Rumble crew, monthly supporters, Old Saucy, Dustin Cross, Jules, Slave to Him, and the rest of those guys, Teed Flying Monkey, Buddy 1205. Thanks, guys. And I do believe that He's all for now.
Amazing. You got to know how to rumble. Thank you all so much. I do appreciate it. Amazing. Thank you for your support. And I really appreciate it. I don't have to ask. You've been helped, so you're helping us to help others. Thank you. Let me go to Chicago and talk to Samir, I believe. Samir, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
How you doing, sir? My name is Samir.
It's Samir or Samir?
Samir.
Samir. Sorry about that. He wrote Samir. But thank you.
Oh, no problem, man. I just want to be honest with you, man. I hear your show a lot. I've been watching you since I was a little kid. Like, you've been holding it down, man, showing men to be masculine, showing ladies to be feminine and ladylike. Keep that up, man. I'm from Chicago, Chi-Town.
Chi-Town!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Amazing. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
It's a couple of things I'm going to touch on. Like, when I hear them call you coon, like, for you to use that word, that was a negative word that people called us back in the Jim Crow years.
Yeah.
You can never use it against your own brother.
Yeah.
And when it's all said and done, excuse me when I say this, have you ever heard a Chinese person say, hey, what's up, my chink? Or a Mexican say, hey, what's up, my wetback? What's up, my spick? Have you heard a Vietnamese say, hey, what's up, my gook? Or, so when we say that, oh, we put the word back, the N word back, you sound retarded.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? You made such a good point. Black people treat each other worse than any other race could possibly treat them.
I've heard the N word more from them than white people my whole life.
Yeah, yeah.
They're keeping racism alive. Let it go.
And so why is that, you think?
I think because it's very easy to hide behind a woman, hide behind your wife, and let her lead, and you play victim just like her. And she's your new slave master. I see it a lot. Like 50% of us are men and ladies, the other half. It's so convenient to be a victim and keep, 400 years, come on, man. Everybody's been enslaved. They bounce back fast.
Absolutely.
And then when a guy called talking crazy, you talking about Republican, they don't know their history. Republicans are the ones that stopped slavery.
Absolutely.
They were against Jim Crow. Who are you talking about?
So how do they treat you when you're in your world, you're out there talking to the blacks and others? How do they treat you when you tell them the truth?
50% of them, honestly, they embrace it because they are true brothers. They're upright thinkers, upright sisters. But the other half, they're stuck in a hamster wheel, man. You just talking to yourself.
Yeah. What a mess.
And deep down inside, they're the slave master. They don't even see it. And they mother, I hear you talk about mothers a lot. That was our first slave master.
Yes.
She was the one that broke the boys and put them to the side and taught the girls credit and taught the girls go get a great education. And we asked, hey, what y'all talking about? Oh, we don't know nothing. Whenever you ask a family member, hey, you got a job connection or a referral? Oh, I don't know about that. they always brush you off.
That's amazing, man. You're absolutely
Black families are feminist families, man.
Absolutely right. 100%.
Not like men.
Yeah.
They hate brothers, especially when you're independent.
Yeah. Yeah.
They like you when you're bummy walking down the street. They can pull over and pick you up. Oh, I'll come take you home. But when you got your own, they come in your house, see how nice it is. They frown.
Amazing. That's deep. That's amazing.
Samir,
you 100%. And because of time, I got to run. But thank you, man. You stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. All right.
Hey, before you go, can you do me a big favor? Your program you're doing, what's the name of it again? You've been doing for since the 80s and 90s, a certain program you do for making men upright.
Oh, the entrepreneur program? Or the Father State?
That one too, but it was the original one you was doing where you helped the boys and the men. I forget the name of it.
The character building?
Right. Can you bring that here to Chicago? There's too many feminine men here that need that upright, vertical thinking that you got, man. Plus, you an old school guy, so you're going to put down golden rules of God and get them structured again. Like
what I need you to do is send your contact information to my producer at JesselinePeterson.com. producer at and you never know. Maybe we can all work together on that end and get you to show you how to set it up, and you run it, and we go there sometime to help with it.
Sure, definitely. You say go where?
Send your contact information to producer at JesseLeePeterson.com.
Okay. I got you, brother.
All right. Thank you, man.
Keep doing what you're doing. Stay consistent. Don't listen to these people in the hamster wheel, okay?
That's right. Amazing. Thank you.
Let God live through your bones, brother.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, buddy. Amazing. Amazing. Let me go to Phoenix, Arizona, and talk to MARYAM. MARYAM, welcome to the show. First time caller, MARYAM, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. I'm a huge fan. Like I've been.
Are you on a speaker or something, MARYAM?
I'm on my Bluetooth, but hang on. Let me.
Hold on a minute. Don't hang up. I'm gonna let Derek. Let me know when MARYAM's ready. Let me go to Greg, a first time caller out of Texas. Derek, let me know when MARYAM's ready. You gotta be on a just a phone, folks. Greg, first time caller. Welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Mr. Jesse. How you doing? Can you hear me fine?
All is well.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. This is about the biblical question.
Concerning race, which color would you choose to be right?
Well, I look at that as it's a kind of a test. It says color, but you say race, and it's the human race.
No, concerning race, which color would you choose to be right?
Well, it would be white, but it's a more deeper meaning there.
And why white? And why white?
Because of the light of God. I consider that the light of God, not in darkness. And I think a lot of people, I look at it as a language. Either you use the heart, mind, and eyes of God, or what we see in the fake world. Because it's not really real. God says we need to follow him, but yet we have everything darkness that we see in this world. And God uses the heart or sees the heart, but man always looks at what we see. And really, it's not real. There's a fakeness in that.
And so so like concerning the race, you choose white people at the light?
No. I can't look at white people. I have to look at the spirit. Because white is God, light. But we have to be very careful with that because the enemy masquerades himself as light also. So what we see in the world is not real. And that's where the fakeness is because we believe what we see is true, but it's not.
Well, what is it that white people have that no other race seems to have? And that whites are motivated, innovative, they create. And everybody want to go to the white country because they know white countries are better. What is it, because of time, what is it that whites have that no other race seems to have?
Well, I would say God. That's how I have to see it. I have to see it in a spiritual way rather than a worldly way. I have to
so
see
the
it.
whites have God and the other races don't?
No, not necessarily. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I look at more spiritual than a physical thing because,
and
I mean,
so
if you look right
whites
now,
are more spiritual than the other races?
That which dwells within them.
Amazing.
Because you have, the reason why I say that is because if you look right now, a lot of the people that are creating all this issue are white males and white females. They have this female spirit.
What issues are they creating?
It's a female spirit. So they're creating all of this fakeness of this homosexuality, all of this sensuality, all of these passions of the flesh.
So if you believe that, why do you think whites are the choice to be right?
I'm looking at it as in a spiritual sense because God is light. God is He is. That's the only way in a worldly way that we can see what's in the spiritual is a color is white. It's light, but that's the only way we can see it here in this world.
Amazing.
Because this world is really just fake.
Great. Thank you. I got to run because of time. I got to run, but thank you for responding to the biblical question. And I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.
You too, buddy. 888-77 Jesse. Let me go back to MARYAM, the first time call out of Phoenix. MARYAM.
Hi, Jesse. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Okay. So I had a comment about that photo where so many people, especially Black people, were commenting about the mom who was, getting arrested, and then they were also assuming that they were mistreating the kid. Also, I mean, if people were to just take a moment and analyze everything else before, making comments and whatnot, I mean, they would know that they just reacted too soon. I mean, they look like fools, especially after the body cam was released, and I also hear so many people, like, it doesn't matter what it is. God doesn't care about your skin color. He cares about what you do, sins, good deeds, and everything else. And people are they're lost. They're completely lost. They see the world in color, white men, Black people. It's just crazy, I feel like we're more lost today than we ever were before.
Absolutely. I agree. Absolutely.
And I wish that people could just, go back to God, see it, or try to see it from God's point of view. Does he really care about the skin color of this person or whatnot? I mean, good grief. So I'm such a huge fan of yours. I've been really watching your show a lot lately. So, keep it up.
I will, and thank you. And I really appreciate. You're absolutely right. I didn't even know that my country can get this bad. It's awful. Yes. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, I lost a friend because I voted for Trump.
Amazing.
But honestly, I'm not. There's no regrets whatsoever. I feel like I dodged a bullet.
100%. Be glad you saw her, and then be done. Wish them well, but be done with them. Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, all right?
Thank you.
Amazing.
All righty.
Thank you. Bye now. Amazing. Joe is a first-time call out of Oregon. Joe, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, sir. I realize I don't have much time.
Yes.
My situation is we've been married for about 10 years. It was together before that. I am a Christian, a believer in the Most High God. And before I was married, I had a ministry, had a marriage, and that one went south. Again, it was a difficult, calamity at that point. But then it got me remarried. But at the same time, I got remarried in the state and understanding that I was angry and I had turned away from God. Not, you know what I mean? I'm like, that's it, And so I went back to, drinking and hanging out with friends, etc., trying to find my position and place in this world. But I tasted the water of this world and it was pretty disgusting. But for somehow I forced it down for a few, 5 or 6 years while being in a relationship with my current wife. And then we did get married. And at one point, the Lord came to me and said, "Son, you're not walking in right ways with your wife. You need to go. You need to go to her and apologize to her and tell her that you are sorry for taking her when you should not have. You should have asked her to marry her." And I went to her and I relinquished my. Again, it doesn't make it right. It just makes it true. And I'm sorry, but from that point on, I realized...
relinquish your what?
What was that again? Relinquish the fact that I was walking away. I was walking in a backslidden condition. And the thing is when I began to go back to the Lord again, that exposed a lot about our relationship, and there's a sense of unequally being yoked. And I don't want to lose my relationship, but I had failed in so many ways with, raising my voice, being angry, frustrated, and all that stuff. Again, I am not making excuses, sir.
And your question for me is what?
how do I get restored in my heart and not make an idol out of my wife? I don't. The Lord says,
Do you have children with her?
Yes, I do. I have 3. And
what the? Listen. Are you able to call me back tomorrow? And as soon as you call in, remind the person that I asked you to call back, and I can have time to deal with this.
I will do that, sir. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Okay.
Throw up a prayer for me, man. Anybody out there who's a believer?
Whenever you need a prayer, you need it now.
Stand in the gap, man.
So call me. Make sure you call me back tomorrow, and my producer asked you to call. You let me know, and I'll take you as soon as you call in. All right?
I will, sir.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
All right. I am out of time. What the? It went by like 90 going north. It went by like, what's the name of that black woman they said was underground lady? And she...
Harriet Tubman.
It went by faster than Harriet Tubman. If ever we need a Harriet, we need her now. Where's Harriet Tubman when you need her? But anyway, I'm out of time. Get on that straight and narrow and stay there or suffer and die. But you can be free and live. Forgive your mother, forgive your father, do the silent prayer, rebuildingtheman.com. So that's prayer, and the Father will forgive you and make you free, all right? I'm out of time. The Hake Report is coming now. The Hake Report. And then Joy Friday right after the Hake at 11 a.m. And then the American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. Have a good day. Thank you for your support. To the caller, Roberto out of New York. Patty out of Tennessee. And somebody just hung up. I'm out of time. Tomorrow is Manhood Hour, the 3rd hour tomorrow. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. Take control of your life, folks. Come out of your prison of your imagination. Live in the present of freedom of the light. Here and now, all the time. All right? Thank you all. Have a good one. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering, or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church.